All right, we do have people who work full-time, Dr. Lewis, so we always make sure we record and so that they can see this as a playback. But I'm going to go ahead and get started and welcome you by reading some information about you to everyone so that they can know. And would you prefer us to call you Dr. Karen, Dr. Lewis, Karen?
Dr. Karen.
Dr. Karen. All right. So Dr. Karen is the principal broker of K1 Realty Group, and she's a motivational speaker and mentor. She has over 19 years experience as a realtor with residential sales, and she has distinguished herself as a top producer, consistently ranking in the top 100 sales agents 4 consecutive years when she was with Remax Partners. She also maintained a high sales average and was active in the leadership council of Keller Williams Elite. She is out of the Florida area and she has 25 plus years experience in business and management, supported by her extensive advanced studies. She has a Doctor of Management in Organizational Leadership from the University of Phoenix, as well as experience publishing a teen magazine, editing monthly newsletters, and hosting radio and TV shows. Part of her mission is to guide upcoming agents with her knowledge to motivate and encourage them to succeed. Her ebook, The Real Estate Mentor: How to Get Big Bucks, urges agents to be understanding and respectful of the profession, even as they go about increasing their revenue streams. Dr. Karen has earned a reputation for her outstanding services, great leadership, and people-first personality as she continues to serve in her current position as the leader at K1 Realty Group. Dr. Karen is an active member of the community and is passionate about supporting causes that are close to her heart, such as the 3rd annual Back to School Supplies fundraiser. She's married to Pastor Ike Lewis Jr., and she enjoys ministry work, spending time with family, reading, and producing videos. So thank you so very, very much for being with us today. And she actually, just like how we are here with Talford Realty International in Rock Hill, she has K1 Realty Group in Florida. So I so appreciate our divine meeting, and now you're here helping some of the people up in this area to share your love and light. So take it away, Dr. Karen.
Wow. I'm going to give my own self a hand clap. First of all, where you get all that information from? That means you did your research. Wow.
That's right. Listen, it was prayer and God. I was like, God, we got it. That's right. We got you. See?
You got that. You know, so what I want to do, can I share a PowerPoint with us?
Yes, let me get you the ability to share the screen.
I think okay.
All right, you should be able to do it now.
Yeah, I wanted to let me hold on. Just bear with me 1 second.
Yeah, take your time.
The beginning. Okay. Well, you know what? I don't even have to share it. I can just take a look at it myself, though. But Joetta, thank you for the introduction. Excuse me. And thank you all for having me here. One of the things when I go into somebody else's brokerage, the first thing I say now, I'm not the broker. So if I give y'all tough love, don't get mad at me. Because a lot of times real estate agents don't like to hear the truth about the business. You know, we're looking for this magic wand. We're looking for an answer to say, hey, you know, it's going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, but it is doable. And so I want to, again, thank you all. And I wanted to say it's showtime. It's showtime. Can't stop, won't stop. Give me 100 in the chat if you believe that. We can't stop and we won't stop. This is such an awesome business. And I'm not going to talk by myself because I don't want you all to I'm just talking. I want you all to, this is a safe space so we can be vulnerable and we can share information, we can share knowledge, and we can keep going so that we can get to where we want to go. Because most of us, if you like me, I'm very hyper. if you're like me, you're probably zoomed out. So don't leave me in here by myself. You're going to give me some energy. I'm going to give you all some energy, and we're going to get to the end together. I'm going to be here this week and next week. And I appreciate you all for listening to me. Now, when I say it's showtime, this is what I mean when I say it's showtime, because we are all zoomed out. So sometimes we go into on this Zoom and we're doing 20,000 things, been there, done that, still do it. Showtime means that I'm giving Dr. Karen, I'm giving Colin, I'm giving Jared, I'm giving Courtney, I'm giving Joetta my undivided attention. Not I'm moving all over the place, and you can do that, but that means you're not ready for showtime right now today. Maybe next week when I come back, you may be ready, but you're not ready today because you got some other things going on. So, and that's okay. I just hope you get something from me today, okay? I am Dr. Karen Lewis, and Joetta. She did tell you all about the different organizations. Most times agents really, they want to know, what can you do for me? How can you help me? The reason that your broker has this mastermind course is that she believes in you all. She believes in her organization and how she can help you get from point A to point Z. That's why Dr. Karen is here. And I'm going to go back a little bit. Showtime, Matthew. He's ready. Thank you, Matthew. Give me 100 in the chat. Matthew is ready. It's showtime. All right. Okay. Sharika was showtime at Courtney, but it's okay. It's all right. And I love the laugh too. Okay. I love the laugh. Poland is showtime. Bam, 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 bam. Showtime. Poland, put 100 in the chat. So let me tell you first, before I start, how I met your broker. I don't believe in perfection, but what I do believe in, I believe in consistency. It doesn't matter. And one of the things that I did, the Clubhouse app, maybe most of you all may know about it. And on the Clubhouse app, I started it some years ago. Then I stopped because this thing called life happens. And I went back on. It was July the 4th. I went back on and I said that every day I was going to go on Clubhouse twice a day. There were times when I went on Clubhouse, I was talking to myself. I wasn't talking to anybody. So the Lord probably led Joetta to come on, because this lady crazy, she on here talking to herself. Let me just come in and see what she's talking about. And she came in. I was offering a class, a course. And this was back then. I was offering an online course. I don't even know, Joetta, did I even know the name of my course? I don't even know if I knew the name of the course. But
no, not yet.
I don't want Annie, I don't want it, I don't want the I don't want this short. Bring this down. Annie, close this out. I just want to talk. I want to talk. Thank you, Annie. I don't want to, I just want to keep on and talk about it. I was going to do a PowerPoint presentation. I don't want to do it. I want to talk. I want all of us to figure out where we at and where we want to go to the next level. Okay. I didn't know the name of the course. At that time, the course was $97. She said, I'm going to buy your course. I'm going to support you. It was supposed to take place in September. Well, because I had taken her $97, I do work with the Spirit of Excellence, and I found her. I tried to call her a few times, but she didn't get my message. But I kept calling because I was consistent. I was not worried about perfectionist, but I was consistent. Was I consistent, Joetta? I kept going until I found her. And then I said it. So my coach told me she wants my course to be $2,500. Now, Joetta paid $97. The introductory rate for the course is $397. I'm not on here to sell anything. I'm going to make a recommendation, though, in reference to what I do want you all to do if you believe you've got some knowledge from me, if you've got some information from me, okay? Now, what I wanted to do is I'm giving you all some golden nuggets. So I want you to take your pen and your paper, and then I want you to write down and take some notes, because I know I'm going to give you some golden nuggets. I know I'm going to drop something on you that you can take in your business and run with it. Okay. Now I'll go ahead and share my screen. So this is the course that I came up with, Six-Figure Realtor. Okay. And I'm going to talk to you all a little bit about it in here. And how I named it the Six-Figure Realtor, because when you're a new agent, if you're a new agent, the first thing we ask you is, what's your goal? And the first thing most new agents say, I want to make six figures. I want to make six figures. The beautiful thing about making six figures is that you don't just have to make six figures. You can, at the beginning mark, you can go way past that in the real estate agent. So that's why I get that name from, Six-Figure Realtor, because I want to be able to show agents how to make six figures within their first 12 months of their business. And if you haven't made it, even if you've been in the business longer than 6 months, then I want to be able to share the concept. There's no magic wand. There's no secret in how to make it. And I'll share those things with you. The only thing that I'll recommend and suggest, if you believe that I've given you some information, and Annie, my assistant, is on, she'll put it in a link on how you can support my cup. I'm a six-figure realtor, and support that right there. And if you don't believe I've given you any information, then you don't have to support it. But if you do, then support it, because that's what it's all about. It's about all of us helping one another in this business. Doesn't matter if you're in California, Carolina, Florida, whatever. We're still in the same industry, and we should be supporting one another. Who is Dr. Karen Joetta told you, but here's what you want to know. You want to know, can I feel your pain? You want to know if I've been living commission check to commission check. You want to know how I got out of that. You want to know I don't have enough clients. You want to know, how can I have more clients? How can I get past this thing? You want to know if you're afraid of going on social media, how can I break that barrier and go on social media and not get caught up in the hoopla of what everybody else is doing? How can I tell you something when I can tell you that I've lived paycheck to paycheck, commission check to commission check? I've thought about going to get a job. Lord knows I have thought about it. I started real estate and I didn't have any money. You know how people say, don't get into a business unless you love what you do. No, I didn't love what I do. I didn't even know real estate was a career. All I knew is that I didn't have any money. And I had a job where I just had a quarter in there, and I would come home and get an eviction notice every month. On that third, I would have an eviction notice. I had got used to them. I just threw the thing off. But my favorite broke story was, I would take all my bills and I would put them in a hat. And I would pick out the ones, when I did get a check, I would pick out the ones that I could get paid from, that I could pay. And then those that I couldn't, I would throw them in the garbage can. And I did that for some time. And then I got in the real estate business because my best friend, she was making some money. She was making real money. There wasn't no infomercial. Nobody was paying her for those checks. And she said, Kay, you got to get in the business. She was showing me checks, $10,000, $20,000, and $30,000. I said, you mean I can make this here? And all I have to do is go to school 7 days? You wait now, let me ask you that question again, because that doesn't sound right to me. Because most people who make a lot of money, they got to go to school for years and years. See, I went to school for years with that doctor behind it, but my husband's still asking me right now today, babe, when you gonna make some money from that doctorate degree? I'm asking the same question. But I went to school 7 days. And when I started real estate, my first year I made $25,000. Every year after that, I worked real estate, I made $100,000 or more. I was selling houses back then at 80,000. Just hold tight. Give me 100. Give me 100 in the chat if you're still with me, okay? Because it's important. I want you to be with me, okay? I would go in. What was I saying? Y'all help me out. See, somebody tell me what I was saying, because I forgot what I was saying.
You were
Remember,
saying that you were
you're gonna
selling
say
$80,000
I
houses?
will tell you.
Yeah,
There
okay.
you go. We were selling houses at $80,000. So the most that I've ever made was $260,000 in real estate at $80,000. I was busting my butt. So now fast forward, I have my own real estate company where we have about 45 of us. Most of my agents started brand new. Brand new. They came out, the ones who were serious about the business, they started out maybe in their second year, they made 6 digits. My top producer has been in the business 3 years, and I share her story. She's been in the business 3 years. Her first year, she made $125,000. Her second year, she made $180,000. 2021, she made $300,000. I sold her house. She moved out her house. She bought a brand new house. Now she has, this is all in 3 years. She has 4 properties right now. Her kids are in private school. She gets to travel. She's had a financial lifestyle change. That's why I said real estate is doable. We can make money. Not only can we make money, we can increase home ownership. We can have generational wealth in this business. And her name is Sandra. She made that right there. And this is what she said to me. She says, Dr. Karen, I don't know why you're telling me to do what you do. Just like Joetta is probably telling some of her agents, but all I know is that you've hit your head. So I'm gonna let you take my licks from me, and I'm going to listen to what you said, and I'm going to follow you. And most times she don't understand why she's doing it. She may understand now because she's been in the business a little bit longer, but initially she did not understand it. And so that's where she's at. And I tell a story all the time. This is us. So I want you to take a look at this picture right here. All of us like this because everybody we know sells real estate. Our sister is a real estate agent. Our cousin is a real estate agent. Our grandmother is a real estate agent. The dog named Scott is a real estate agent. Everybody is a real estate agent now because they see us at closing, and some of people drive fancy cars and so on, and all they think is we do is just go to the closing and just get a check cut. So now the client has become a real estate agent. Some of my clients are my agents now. So this is what it looks like. But here's where you want to go. You want to get in that circle. If you don't get in that circle, what's going to happen? You're going to be fighting for 90%, 95% of the transaction. When this circle, they're doing what it takes to get to where they need to go. And they're getting 95% of the business. And I take that back. You all like us all outside, whoever's outside is getting 5% of the business. And we want to go in that circle. And how we go in that circle, we got to do some things that we don't feel like doing. It's no magic wand. It's no magic wand. Let me see if somebody's saying something to me. And feel free to take the mic off, because again, this is a safe space here to ask the questions and throw out information to us, whether we know it, you know it, whoever knows it, or whatever you need to know. Because when you take time out and you go to any training, any webinar, any seminar, your goal should be is to come and get you some nuggets and you start doing it. You can't do everything, but you got to be able to take something, because if you don't take something and run with it or share it with somebody else, then you wasted your time. So you got to get something out of it. And the key to it is you want to get in that circle in whatever area it is that you're doing. You want to get in that circle. You don't want to be with everybody else. And as a real estate agent, you always, always, always have to be evolving. We can't stay in the same place. We always have to be evolving. And that's just our business. Think about Netflix and Blockbusters and all of those. You may be younger where you don't know about Blockbusters, but they didn't catch it. They didn't get it. They didn't get their aha moment. And that's why they ran out of business. They went out of business. Our new year. Okay, let me see who's on there. Okay, Helena. Hey, Helena. Good morning. Good afternoon. Helena, when is the new year?
You mean the calendar year or the
calendar year? Calendar year.
I feel like that's a trick question.
No, it's not a trick question. For real, real. It's not a trick question.
January 1st.
Alina say, I feel like that's a trick question because we all should know it, right? But it's not. January the 1st through what? Say it.
2023.
December. So January the 1st, 2022 through to December 31st, 2022. That's the answer. So it wasn't a trick question. Now, let me ask you something. Take your phone off mute so I can hear it. How many have met their goal for 2022? Who's met your goal for 20? Let me take the question back. Who has not met their goal for 2022? And be honest, it's okay.
Honest, no. I mean, I have not.
I have not.
I have not.
Okay.
I did not set one.
I have not.
Who said they didn't set one? I didn't.
He actually did set one. We had
I forgot what it was.
Okay.
I did. Did I set one, Joetta? I forgot.
I got it on. I got it on paper. Oh, she
What
got
is
a
it?
head. She got a
Okay, well
head.
then I haven't
She's
made
like,
mine.
did I not?
I've
Okay,
been
all
on
right,
pause.
okay.
I've been on pause. I've been on pause. That's my.
I
I've been on
got you.
pause.
Okay. So some of us have not accomplished our goal. There's a book that I was reading. I did a book reading on it. It was called The 12-Week Year. So let's do this right now. Let's do this here. Everybody that's on this call. So today is November the 7th. This is what we're going to do. We're going to forget what happened yesterday. We're going to leave the past behind, and we're going to be serious about our business. So we're going to take November the 7th through December the 31st, 2022, and say, this is our year. We're going to forget what happened yesterday because we know life happens and so on. We're going to forget it, and we're going to start our year right now. And you're going to set your goals based on what you believe that you can do. And Grant Cardone always says, go 10X though. Don't just say, I'm going to close 2 transactions. Go 10X, go higher. You know, I understand the SMART goals and being realistic. I got that. But let's go high, because we have anything to lose? We really don't have anything to lose. The only thing we do is have something to gain from it. So our year starts when?
November 7th.
Today,
And it ends.
December 31st.
Who's all in agreement with me? Because you didn't set your goal. Let's try something new. If you're in agreement with me and say, this is my beginning of the year, and maybe what you all can do is tell Joetta, I know the goals that we set, but give her something, and she's going to hold you all accountable, even if it's 1 to 3. Even if you say, I want to close 3 transactions, this is your new year, and you're going to have an accountability partner. So put it out there and give it to her and say, this is what we're going to do.
Yep, put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat. And Annie also too, write it. Annie, my assistant, is on there. Say, hey, Annie. Annie is we're going to write it down too. We're going to write it down too. We want to see what your goals are. Anybody have a takeaway, an aha moment, or write something that you want to share to the world, to us, or write something that you're going to start doing? Anybody want to say anything? Remember, I don't want you to just hear my voice, because my voice is not the best voice in the world that you want to listen to all day long, or even that 1 hour.
Dr. Lewis, this is Matt. Now I'm a little bit of a realist. I want to ask you a question, a couple questions. What market did you predominantly worked in during your career as a real estate agent?
You mean in South Florida? You mean the area?
Yes.
So let me answer your question and see if I answer it right. I like Matthew when he says he's a realist. Okay, I like that. Okay, so bring your questions on there.
I'm a real realtor.
Okay, that's good. So I worked in the South Florida area. Number one, I was a buyer's agent. That's the worst thing in the world that I could do. But Matthew, I was a buyer's agent, and I didn't have any money. And so what I did and how I did it too, I'm just adding something. And if I don't answer your question, you can stop me, okay? What I did, I didn't have any money. And when people tell you money makes money, well, baby, sugar, not you, Matt, because I'm married though. And I think you Joetta's husband too, so I'm not saying it to you, but I'm saying it when I had to say it to myself. Well, baby, honey, sugar, whatever it is, I got to make money. So when you come and tell me money make money, I couldn't fall into that trap because I didn't have any money to do what they need to do. So what I had to do, I had to work where I was at. I got black and white flyers. I got me business cards with peppermint candy on it. I didn't know nothing but saying, hey, are you thinking about buying or selling? And pass my cards out. And I'll tell you, I was a master at my CRM, and we're going to talk about that as well. I was a master at it. We didn't have social media back then.
Okay, there's a reason why I asked that question. Because I didn't want to compare markets if they're markedly different, if you know what I mean. In this area, the Charlotte, Mecklenburg, greater Charlotte area, we kind of have these market cycles that tend to get hot around late February, early March, and they stay hot through end of August, and then we start cooling off around September, October at the latest. With us setting a goal of today being our new year and then December 31st being the end of the year, I was going to ask if you have any tips that you would share on maybe getting aggressive and pushing through those slow market cycles, because we're in the middle of a slow market cycle right now.
Mm-hmm. That's so, and that's a great question. So what happens right there? Let's say you don't even close any transactions during that time, because here in our market, Matt, is that when people, the day of Thanksgiving, the first bite of the turkey, people shut down. Nobody is doing anything. Nobody wants to sell houses. Nobody wants to do anything because they've gotten into the holiday mood. And so what we do as a real estate agent, we get caught up in the holiday mood. But if we don't set systems and if we don't have habits in place, even if we don't sell anything, what we're trying to do is that we're trying to create the habit. So when January comes, if we're doing what we need to do, and I'll share that as well, then even if we don't have closings, we got people who's ready to go out so that they can close transactions. We all have a slow market. And one of the things, even when a slow market, that's why I tell agents don't live commission check to commission check, because we will have slow markets. And so we got to govern ourselves accordingly when it comes to our finance. But when we create a system for our business, it doesn't matter the buyer's market, the seller's market, Carolina, or the slow market, because we created a system. So we won't just have that one transaction. Matt, a lot of times, and I know you probably know, the average agent probably has one transaction, 1 to 2 transactions going on at one time. Am I correct to say that?
Yes, of course. Yep.
The average agent, not somebody higher, but the average agent closes about 3 to 5 transactions a year. That's what NAR, that's what the National Association of Realtors said. And 87% of them in the first 2 years, they'll get out of business. They'll quit the business because they're not making money. So I will give you, I'm going to share with you on what I did, okay? Here's the day of a typical real estate agent. If my financial advisor asks me, can he see my checkbook? He can know one thing about me. I love to go to dealers. I don't know if y'all have a dealers there, but I love to go to dealers. So he knows where my money is going, okay? If I ask a typical real estate agent, tell me what's your typical day, I can tell them if they're going to make some money. This is normally the typical real estate agent day. They go social media check-in, they go to like-in, they go in and do this here, and they do this quite a few times out of the day. This is just not in the morning, okay? They can't, in the bathroom, when they get up in the morning, they go into the bathroom and they take this with them, and they are on their social media. Now I have 45 of them, so I'm talking about my agents. I don't know about you top producers over at Talford, okay? But mine, this is what I notice is going on. They don't have an agenda. They don't have a morning routine. They don't do the hard things first before they start the easy things in the morning. They call their friends and families. Instead of getting on the phone prospecting, they call their friends and family and shoot the breeze with them. They just kicking it. They skip money-making activities. They skip this here. They're pushing papers. They're working 24/7 as a secretary instead of an Uber driver. Well, Dr. Karen, what do you mean by that? When you are a secretary and you're in at your desk at the computer and you're just pushing papers, you don't have no chance of getting a transaction. But if you go out there and you go show someone, I'm not going to go show nobody if they're pre-qualified. I mean, if they're not pre-qualified. But as a new agent, you're on the job training. Or if you're not where you want to be, you are on the job training. So if that means, now if your broker tells you something different, then you follow what your broker says, because this is no right or wrong way. This is whoever tells you and you choose to listen to what they're saying. But this is what I tell my agent. If you have no transactions, you take rentals, you take everything you can, because you are on the job training. And if you go out there, you have a 50-50 chance of going ahead and somebody changing their mind. I had a lady once, and the lady says, it was in June. She says, Karen, I'm not ready to buy until September. And I said, I don't want to go show her. She's not ready to buy until September. No, ma'am. And then I said, okay, I wasn't doing anything. The lady went out and saw 3 properties, put an offer on it, and closed the deal in 33 days. Had I just had that attitude, then I would not. But when you don't have any money, you got to be hungry. You got to hustle in this business right here. You can't cheat the hustle. And sometimes we do that. We complain about gas. And so when we complain about gas, that creates a scarcity mindset as opposed to an abundance mindset. We got to buy gas. We can't get around. Anybody can get around it? Tell me how I can get around buying gas. Anybody? Okay. All right.
You can get an
Buy an
electrical
electric
car,
vehicle.
Huh?
an electric vehicle.
I got a hybrid, but I still got to buy a lot of gas. Still. Okay, so electric vehicle, but Matt, I got to make me a little bit more money. I got to make me a few more dollars, then I can go that route. But in the meantime, I have to buy gas, so it makes no sense for me to complain. Then we're searching the well all day, and we're doing this all day, all day. And so in the evening time or at nighttime, we're tired, we've neglected our family, but we haven't, if you look at this right here, we haven't done anything to make money. We haven't made nothing, but we've been busy all day long. And this is the typical day. Sometimes I even ask a person who comes in, because I'm serious now. What I used to do, I used to tell everybody, you can be a real estate agent. You can be a real estate agent. I would talk to everybody who would listen to me and share, because I love real estate. I love real estate even on a bad day. It doesn't even matter. If you talk to me and sit on the phone with me, I'll talk to you all day long about real estate, but I don't do it anymore. You know why I don't do it anymore? Because I only want people to talk to me if you're ready. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you are ready. And I'm like that even with my agents now. If you're not ready, there's nothing else I can do for you right now. You got to get your aha moment, and then I can teach you. And that's who I've been anointed to teach and share and talk and coach to. People who says, I'm ready. I just need you to be my accountability partner. I need you to just show me the way, and I'll help you all day long. Here are the three things that I'm going to talk about: the MSW method and the high value activities in the fast track 21. Let me make sure I on the time. The MSW, this is here. It's your mindset, it's your skill set, it's your work set. If you're not where you're supposed to be in your business, there is something going on in this area right here. It's either your mindset, it's either your skill set. Your work set means your action. That means your action, that means doing it. It's either one of them or it's all of them. Your mindset, you haven't put in your mind that you believe that you can do what a David is doing. You haven't put in your mind what a Joetta is doing. You believe that other people can become a top producer, but you can't become a top producer because you are an introvert, so you can't talk to anybody. So you formulated so many reasons in your mind why you can't get to the next level. Now we have skill set. A lot of times we don't perfect our skill set. We go out there in the game and we play hit or miss with our business. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, I don't want you to be doing your skill set all day long, because if you don't have any clients, skill set is not going to help you. But you still got to work on your skill set. So you see, you got to work on your mindset. You got to work on your skill set, and you got to go out there and do the work. You got to see, we don't have no shortage of information, really. If you go YouTube, you go social media, you go Google, you go anywhere you want to. There is no shortage of information when it comes to us as real estate agents. Everybody is trying to give us information. Even people who are not licensed are trying to give us information. There's no shortage. The key is, the problem is the execution. It's the execution. Matt, I like your questions. Do you have anything you want to share, your input?
No, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. I'm just soaking it up. I'm taking notes over here.
Yeah. So your mindset, your skill set, work set. Me, my husband tends to think I'm a robot. Not only that, I'm a caretaker too. My husband is legally blind. So I have to take care of that. I have to take care of me. I just had surgery a few months ago. And people say, Dr. Karen, how do you do all of what you do? You know how I do it? I schedule it. That's how I do it. I make it happen. Okay. That's how I do it. And then I have to just keep going. But I have me a morning routine. I do this. I get up in the morning, I pray, I listen to a motivational stuff. I get on a line on role play. I get on a mastermind course. I go ahead and make sure I do my exercise. I do all of that stuff. I don't eat until 11 a.m. in the morning because I do a fasting. I do that mostly every day. My window of eating is 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. So that's my window. So I'm pretty much disciplined. I'm not 100%, but I try to do the best that I could. So it's your mindset, skill set, and your work set. Here's what I tell my agents right here. If you want to make money, forget everything else. But I'm going to give you the money-making activity. Prospecting plus follow-up done consistently equals money in your pocket. It's no other way around it. And so many times, the reason as a real estate agent, we're always looking and we're going to the webinars, the seminars, and the networking events and so on, because we're looking for somebody to tell us what we want to hear. We can't tell you what you want to hear, but we can tell you what you need to do to get there. And it's going to be all up to you. It's not going to be up to Joetta. It's not going to be up to Matt. It's not going to be up to Helena. It's not going to be up to David. The only thing that's going to be up to them is for them to get to where they need to go. We can share information, but at the end of the day, the execution is going to come to you. Can't stop, won't stop. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Give me 100 in the chat. I'm a fast talker. I'm from Georgia too. Anybody know where Albany, Georgia is? I'm from Georgia.
I do. I'm from Bainbridge, Georgia.
Who's from Bainbridge, Georgia?
Sharika.
Oh, and Sharika was the first one on the line. Sharika. I like Sharika. I gotta send Sharika something. So any inbox Sharika, because Sharika was the first one on the line. I'm gonna send her something. I'll send it to Joetta's office or something. I got something for you, Sharika. Okay.
Oh well, thank you, ma'am.
And you're from Bainbridge.
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
Y'all, I love to laugh too. So I don't like to be serious all the time. I love to laugh. Okay. You got to laugh in this business right here. Or you can wear glasses and get the closing and somebody tell you. One guy told me when I first got into the business, he said, I'm not going, and we had the closing, right? And I needed his money. I needed that commission check. Remember, I told you I got them eviction notices, right? He said, I don't like the way she easting me. I'm like, easting you? Boy, you better close that deal. I need your check. So, we get all kind of stuff at closing that people say they don't want to close the deal. But Lord, thank God, he did close it. All right, you laugh to yourself. Okay, so here are your money-making activities. I done gave you your golden nuggets. Y'all better snap this right here, right? Role play. You gotta role play. I still role play right now today. 25 years later, 23, I role play. I get up every morning and I role play. I prospect. I prospect. So this is what I'm telling my agents right now. I have this challenge that I want my agents to make $100,000 in 3 months. But they don't hear from me. Now, if Joetta came and talked to them, they would listen to her. Me and Joetta can say the same thing, but they just don't. I'm like the mama, okay? Kids don't listen to mama, okay? They don't. But if somebody else mama came and told them something, they're going to listen. And she said the same thing. They're not going to listen. So what I have to do now, I want them to make $100,000 in 3 months, not in 12 months, in 3 months. So this is what Dr. Karen is doing. I get on the phone. I'm doing this for Joetta this week and next week. But my time for prospecting, I get on the phones 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. prospecting. Not only do I just prospect, remember I said prospecting plus follow-up, I follow up. See, if you just prospecting and you don't follow up, then you're going to miss it. If you're just following up and you're not prospecting, you're never going to have a healthy pipeline. That's where you want to go. So even if you start your year today, no matter what the market is, wherever you at, just create the system, create the habit. And so when the market goes back to where it's supposed to go, you won't miss a beat. You won't skip a beat because guess what? You formed a habit. You formed a routine. So I'm doing that for my agents so I can show them because they don't understand it any other way. I did that 2 years ago. I told them, I said, I want to make $100,000 in 3 months. I didn't make 100, but I made 53,000. Imagine 53,000, even though it was gross, imagine 53,000 to somebody who's never closed any deals at all. That's a lot of money to them. So that's what I want you to do. Just create the habit, create the system. Like I said, when social media, I didn't have social media. Know what I did? That my CRM. I have two CRMs. I have Lion Desk right now, and I have Real Geek. There are so many CRMs out there. If you do not have a CRM as of today, when you get off this session, go invest in a CRM. Lion Desk is $25 a month. Or Joetta, them may have a CRM. But what I'm saying to you, go get your CRM today. That was my money maker. Me getting on my CRM. People still talk to me about sending them information every day. A lot of times we just want to email. Email is a lazy form of prospecting or lead generating, but don't stop doing it. I would master my CRM. That's the contact relation management. I would send out motivational. I would send out contests. I would send out market information. I would talk to them. I mastered that. I became a master at it. I prospect and I followed up. I didn't do one without the other. I did both of them. And that's how I made my money. I didn't have social media. I didn't do a lot of marketing. I wasn't in the listing game. Like I said, listings are the name of the game. If you're not doing listings right now, then just shift a little bit and start training yourself on doing listings. Nothing wrong with being a buyer's agent, absolutely. But what happened as a buyer's agent, you become the employee. So you got to work for the people who get the listings. When you get the listings, you become the employer. And that's what you want to do in real estate, because we only have a certain amount of time that we can work in a day, no matter what. So you want to be able to have other agents working for you. And so I'll say, start working your listing, start doing that, and do little by little. Never beat yourself up and never get mad at yourself on where you're at. It's okay. We accept where we at. We just don't want to stay where we at. If you're serious about your business, you don't want to stay where you're at. And you got to bust a move. You got to get up and do something. And that's what we don't want to do. Most people, it's boring to get up here. And when people cursing you out and saying, hanging up and don't call me, or tell me to go get a job when I call them. My mother used to tell me, you like torture. It's not that I like torture. It's that I made myself a schedule. I said, even if it's 10 to 12, 10 to 12, I don't care what happens during that time. I got to be on the phone. I got to be on the phone 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Whatever time I commit to it, I got to be on the phone. I got to be on the phone. I only got 2 more slides. So this is the bulk of my my six-figure realtor course, and I'll give you all the spreadsheet. Y'all get a bonus. Y'all better thank Joetta. Y'all give a 1,000 in the chat for Joetta and Matt. I'm a hold for a minute. Y'all put 1,000 in the chat for them. Right there.
Hey, Doc. Doc,
Yes,
you giving me way too much credit. I'm along for the ride. You giving me way too much credit. This is all Joetta.
Give it to Joetta. Well, y'all give Joetta. Give it. Because let me tell you something. She's bad too. Because she gave. I'm still trying to figure out what she got the stuff from, right? Because I didn't give it to her. I don't think I didn't give it to her. She called out everything that I say when I am introducing myself. Annie, did you do that? You sent Joetta that? But anyway, it's all good. But the bottom line is she did her research. See, she did her research. That goes to show you this is a broker who loves her agent. And a lot of times, see, I picked Joetta up in the spirit realm, y'all. Okay, I believe in God. Okay, Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. I ain't gonna preach, okay? My husband is a pastor. But listen, I know she has the same spirit that I have. That's why she bought that course, because I would have did the same thing for her. Okay, it's that she loves her agent. She don't think of you all just as getting a commission. I know this, okay? She cares for you all. She cares about your family. She cares about how to have a financial lifestyle change so there's a difference can take place in your household. You're not just a number to her, okay? So here's the Fast Track 21. Annie put that in the link, and so if they want it, they can get it. So the Fast Track 21 is, what it does is that I call, this is what I do. I do this here, and cell phone per day. Per day. I call them because this is what I'm doing. I'm not asking them, do they want to buy or sell real estate? I'm not asking them that. I'm calling and said, hey, may I speak with Joetta? And Joetta is going to say hello. And I'm going to use what we call the forward conversation. I'm going to talk about family, occupation, recreation, or dream. FORD. That is what I'm going to do. May I speak with Joetta? Hey, Joetta, how's Courtney doing? Joetta's going to tell me, hey, Courtney just graduated from law school. Joetta, she graduated from law school, so now I'm taking notes because people don't care about you. People want to talk about them. It's about building relationships. We know that's what real estate is about, but we don't build the relationships because we hide behind our cell phone instead of us picking it up. So Joetta is going to say law school. I say, wow, congratulations. Joetta, I was just calling because I hadn't talked to you in such a long time. I might even say in the beginning, so Joetta won't talk to me forever because I really don't want to talk to Joetta forever. Okay, I may even say, hey, Joetta, I was just thinking about you. I got an appointment to go show houses in 5 minutes. So in Joetta, she's heard 5 minutes. So now she's told me about Courtney in law school. Okay, so I'll tell her, hey, Joetta, I hadn't talked to you in a while. I just wanted to say hello. Okay. Are you all going to do anything? It's the Christmas holiday. So I'm giving her 2 forward conversations. 2. Are you going to do anything during the Christmas holiday? Well, me and my agents, we're going to go for a mastermind to Hawaii. I'm calling it out. Okay. So now guess what I did? I heard 2 things. I heard Courtney, her daughter just graduated from law school. I heard they're going to Hawaii. So this is what I'm going to do. Now I got information to put in my database, my CRM. Courtney is in law school. This is what the 6 figures about. Courtney is in law school. So when I hang up with her, I'm going to add this in my database. Then I send out 2 note cards. I don't send out 2. I send out 4 note cards. But you can send out 2 note cards. I already have them ready. I have all my note cards for the year. I have all my stamps for the year. I have all my envelopes. I have congratulations. I have sympathy. I have get well. I have promotions. I have all my cards. Even when I see somebody on social media and they just had a loss in their family, I'll send it to them. They'll be one of my contacts. I'm a stalker on social media. I'm not just getting on there to put no likes in there. Not me. Because it's about money-making activities. So what I'm going to do with that phone call right there, I am going to put it in my database. So Courtney just graduated from law school. Joetta is going to hear from me probably, I think I got about 20 more years. So in my database, I'm going to put it on recurring for 20 years. 20 years. Every year. Hey, Courtney has been in law school. How did she like her first year? What happened? So now my calls are hot. They're not cold calls because people will love that. And when you send a handwritten note, oh my God, that is so precious. People will call you back and say, thank you. I've got so many testimonies when I send that. And I do that. I have somebody that actually sends my cards out, but I send about 4 cards out. I work probably Monday through Thursday because Friday is when I have to take my husband to the doctors and so on. So you see how I've captured data? And I didn't ask them one time, did they want to buy or sell? Now don't get me wrong now, Joetta, you see that shirt she got on? I might, if I'm doing something like that, or I'm doing a Zoom or something, I'll have my shirt on. And if I'm just talking by the phone, then I'll say, okay, here's my client. You're acting. So, cause I don't want you all to think I'm lying though. You're in Hollywood. Okay. So this is what I tell myself, it's showtime. So I'm in Hollywood because I don't want to say I'm lying because I'm trying to generate business. Okay. So I'm saying that to say, okay, hey, I'm going to talk to you later. My appointment is to show properties. Now you've left them a message in there, but not one time did you ask them that they want to buy or sell. You can do it however you want to. Okay. You can do it however you want to, but you want to get information so you can keep finding something to call them. And eventually people don't do business with who they like and trust. No, like and trust. No, they don't. No, they don't. They do business who's in their face. Because I've got a lot of people who know, like, and trust me, and they went to another real estate agent because they forgot I did real estate. Okay, so that's what the 6-figure is about. Now, if you want to do that, you can do that, and then we can start it. If anybody wants to do it, what you do today, day 1, Monday, because I'm going to be back next week. Okay. Monday, today, you get you some names on starting tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and say, hey, I'm going to do this challenge. Even if I don't do 10 calls, even if I just do 5 calls, or 6 calls or 7 calls. And if Joetta wants to give out my email for you all to just ask questions on it, I don't have a problem with that at all. But I would do it because now what you got is an accountability partner. So now next week when we get on, we can actually talk about it. We can see what we needed to do or what we needed to shift on how to help you get business. And if you even create a habit like this right here between when we say your year is November the 7th to December the 31st, you will have created habits. And that's the key. You have created habits. Any question or so? We're ending in a few minutes too, because I do respect time. Anybody got anything to say?
Dr.
I
Lewis, I
think
have a question. What did the R stand for in that Ford acronym again?
Recreation, like golf or whatever it is that they want to
Thank
do. Recreation.
Thank you.
My
that's
pleasure.
what I was going to ask about as well.
I had a question as well. And you mentioned that Ford acronym is, and I had to step away from my phone. Did you say that you talk about them all during the same conversation, or you pick one of those?
You pick one. So this is what I'll do. Like on Monday, and you can do either one. You can pick 2, but don't go over that. Okay, you can't pick 2. It can be the same. On Monday, I'll do all family, just so I can kind of learn it. And on Tuesday, I'll do occupation. On Wednesday, I'll do recreation. On Thursday, I'll do dreams. But you can mix them. But I wouldn't go over 2, Helena. I wouldn't.
How
go
do
over
you
2.
broach a conversation with a client on dreams?
Hey, I hear that you're thinking about going back to school. You told me, have you started back to college? I know the last time I talked to you, you were thinking about getting your doctorate degree. How's that going? Okay.
And then
And so,
I thought I heard you mention about leaving a message or something, and not one time did you ask them to, that's when I was coming back in. You
to
asked
buy or
them.
sell. I didn't ask them. So it's a script. Everything that we do is a script. Okay. So the script is your greeting and your forward, and then your forward. Okay. Your greeting is to say, hey, may I speak with such and such? And then you say it, how are you? I got about 5 minutes before I go show properties. So you're letting them know you're a real estate agent, but you're not asking them for the business. So then you go into your family. And then you go into the reason for your call. And then you can go into another forward, and then you can close it out.
How do you close it?
How do you close it? Hey, Helena. So it was a pleasure talking to you. And then I'll talk to you again. Looks like my appointment got here. So I'm going to go and show some properties. You see, I'm still saying showing properties. You see, I'm putting it in their mind, but I'm not asking them so they can remember that I'm an agent.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good. Oh, okay. I have one question that's kind of off topic. Well, never mind. I'll ask that later.
Doctor, this is David Witherspoon. This was great. In my time in management, we went through that Ford acronym, and it was great. But to put it in real estate and also do it like every day, that Ford was kind of when you were in an hour meeting and you're kind of meeting people. But to actually put it in a conversation and kind of brief, that was really good. And it actually made me really utilize what I'm doing. Like I have a event building. You're trying to build relationship. I already got a relationship with the people. I can tie in real estate by just saying I'm calling, how did you enjoy the building and everything, and just bring in that conversation, because it's all about building relationship. And that's really it. I was making it hard trying to find people to call when I can use that forward relationship and actually, build clientele with that. So that this is really good. This is really, really good.
See, because what you're trying to do, David, that's good. And thank you for sharing that. What we're trying to do, we're trying relationship, and we're trying to learn as much about that person as we can. People want to know what's in it for me. How can you help me? Really, they don't really care about us. And like I said, we have so many real estate agents, everybody is bombarding them. Everybody is. So what you, and you already have a platform based on what you said, is that you can just, piggyback off that right there. But see, a lot of times real estate agents are scared to ask for the business. So this gives them a way out, that they don't have to go and ask for the business, because a lot of times real estate agents they don't like rejection, and rejection is a part of life. I mean, that's just, it is. And we can't get away and we can't get around it, but we still don't like it. And so when we don't like rejection, or we have a fear of someone saying no, then we got to go back and figure out, well, why don't I like it? Why do I have a problem with somebody saying no to me? Why do I have a problem of rejection? So we got to dig deep within to figure out why we have that problem. And I'm going to shift for a few seconds. I was one who was afraid to speak in public. I did a television show, and they thought they were going to have to call the emergency, the ambulance, because they thought I was going to have an anxiety attack. I was afraid. I would not speak in front of nobody. And then I went, and so as I started to go, I figured I had to confront it to conquer it. And then not last Florida Realtors Conference though, but I've started speaking years, long time ago, because I did what I need to take. But I wasn't that social media person. But a lady went and she said, I do a real video every day for 10 years. I said, 10 years. I said, no, I can't. Don't put me in no box. I'm simple. Y'all got to break it down to me. Give me a shorter period of time. So I say, I tell you what, I'm going to do it for a year. I went back on my Instagram, Dr. Karen Lewis, and I went and I did a video for almost 365 days a year. People tell me, get off there. You don't know what you're doing. You look like such and such. It didn't matter what they were saying, because I didn't hear them, because I was for consistency. But so many people, I've helped so many other people get out on social media, because it's okay to be me. And I had to come to the understanding on that right there. So that was a good, and I just wanted to share that. Discipline is your answer. Discipline is doing something you need to do, even when you don't feel like doing it. Even when you don't feel like going to that gym, you got to go push past it. Even when you don't feel like prospecting, you got to push past it. That's how you're going to win. That's just it. It's no shortcut. If it's up to you. If you don't do it, it won't happen. Joetta can say whatever she want to say, but it won't happen. Get your accountability partner. One of the things that I do with my agents, like sometimes I'll send them an accountability, we call it. And Annie, if you hear me, you can send that to Joetta. You can email it to her. I'll send this out every day if people wants to participate in the challenge, and I'll have them answer questions, and then I'll look at it at the end of the week and see what they did, so that I'm, in so many words, I'm their accountability partner. This what our world looks like when we tried everything. We did this right here. We've been a first-time home buyer. We've been a veterans person. We've been a luxury agent. We've done so many, and we still trying to figure out. Then all of a sudden, because we haven't followed system, or we haven't done any prospecting, or we haven't picked up our cell phone to call people we even know, that's what our real estate world begins to look like. And that's when we get like we're tired, and we think that we cannot make it, or God didn't call us to be a real estate professional, or to help people increase home ownership. The last thing that I'll say to you is that game time. Don't let game time, don't go to the listing appointment. This is part of your money-making activities. Don't go to the listing appointment practicing. So you don't get what you pray for, you get what you pray and prepare for. Okay, even though I know half of this right here, I can tell you everything that I do, I still prepare for it. I teach the listing contract in the state of Florida, but every time I go, I practice, I put the recording in my ear and I play it over and over, and I always get information, because I know that when game time, it's on, it's showtime for me. And I'm going, whether I do right or whatever, whether I did right with you all, I do the best that I can do. And I try to do everything with a spirit of excellence. Not saying that it's perfect, but I try my best to do it with the spirit of excellence. But I don't go in there and throw out anything. I don't get to the listing and try to finagle my way through and play hit or miss with my business, because we get so lazy as a real estate agent. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm like the preacher in real estate. I done heard it all. We get so lazy in real estate that we even have people here in our area. We even have our buyers going to look at properties. We give them the lockbox code because we so lazy. That's our business. How many people get paid a 3% commission on a $300,000-$500,000 property? We don't even want to do our job anymore. Even when we submit our documents, I'm going to hit home somewhere. We don't want to submit our documents and make sure they're right until we get ready to get our commission check. I wouldn't even want to work with some people if I knew what they did behind the scenes with my work and how they treated the stuff in the business behind the scenes if I was that fly on the wall. Don't let game time, when you get in the football game, that you practice it. That's not the time to practice. The time is to practice when practice is, and if you want to know how to have a certain discipline, Kobe Bryant, I love listening to Kobe Bryant. So that's the fact. That's y'all homework. If y'all want to participate in the homework and talk about it next week, or any questions that you all have, we can talk about it. Like I said, next week I'll be back again. I appreciate the opportunity. I don't take it lightly, and I don't take it for granted. And I said, there's my cup. And if y'all can follow me, I'm not asking for a whole lot, but if y'all can follow me on Instagram, and y'all can follow me on YouTube, because we do a radio station, and I'm trying to get that red scan button is for my YouTube. I'm trying to get 50 subscribers so that we can put our radio show and we can go live. And that's the cup that I wanted you all to patronize. I think it's $21 though, if you can. If not, I appreciate the opportunity. And again, I don't take it lightly that you all, listening to my voice though. So that's it for me, Joetta. I'm 1 minute late. If you all want to say anything, it's up to Joetta at this point now, but I appreciate you all.
For those of you who need to hop off, I know you're at lunch. For those of you who want to stay, we'll stay as long as Dr. Karen will. We'll give her 10, we won't keep her too long, so we'll give her 10 more minutes. So if anybody wants to stay for 10 more minutes, if she has that time to ask some questions. If not, thank you so much. So anybody have any questions or comments?
Yeah, I got a couple comments. First off, Doc, this was a great, this was good. This was very good. This presentation is something that you can apply inside or outside of real estate. It really doesn't matter. These principles work across the board. So thank you for that. As an aside, what is your YouTube channel name? Because I want to write that down and subscribe.
Thank you so much, Dr. Karen Lewis. And he put a link in there also, Dr. Karen Lewis.
Okay.
Oh, I just
hey, and Matt, can you get all that information? Probably put it on our.
Yeah. We can do that for you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. Okay. As far as the comment on the listings, I'm a witness. I'm here to tell you, listings is the place to be, because you're not, if you're somebody who, I've often said that to me, this is just based on my own career in real estate. It feels like buyers are probably more for people who have a lot of patience. If you're someone who doesn't have a lot of patience with showing property and stuff like that, you want to eventually graduate to listings. But of course, everybody, I think, starts out as buyer's agents. And the thing to remember there is that if you're following up, and you mentioned follow up several times during this presentation, but if you're following up, your buyers become your buyers today become your listing clients tomorrow. So in fact, I'm doing something, I'm gearing up to do something right now that I've never done. And I've been in real estate since 2014. And that is, this is the first year where I'm going to be sending out holiday cards to all the clients whom I've ever done business to, just to, just to remind them that, hey, you know what, I'm the guy that you had that great experience with. So that's something I'm going to be doing as far as the follow-up part. The other thing I wanted to mention, and this is just based on my career in corporate America, ever since I've been working, what I found is that those having those non-real estate, or in my case, when I was working in technology, those non-technology conversations with customers and clients, those seal a deal for you if you're good. I mean, if you're already good at your craft, when you can talk to them about, find out. I had a client one year that was in Wisconsin, and so I asked him if he was I jokingly, because people like to laugh too, I jokingly asked him if he was if he was a Chicago Bears fan. I knew that because the Bears are the Packers' #1 rival. So he's like, yeah, Matt, get out of here, blah, blah, blah. And so then we're rapping about the Green Bay Packers at that point. And that just warms people up, and they're like, hey, this guy knows something about me. And it's the same as speaking a foreign language. People will look at you funny until you speak their language, and then they want to just have a whole conversation with you like that. So I think that was great feedback on just, getting adept at getting in and finding out something about that person that you're working with, and then just being able to converse with them on that level, because then it shows them that you're just not out for their money or whatever, or that they're just not any other client or another number. So I just wanted to add that feedback. The last thing I wanted to mention was the whole thing about discipline and doing what you don't feel like doing. I did a little comedy skit on my Facebook page years ago, but it was talking about doing what you don't feel like doing versus something that you don't want to do. If it's something you don't want to do, I always say don't do it, because you really don't want to do it. But if it's something that you're like, oh, I don't feel like doing it, when you say you don't feel like it, it's because you know you need to do it.
Right.
So just listen to yourself. When you say I don't feel like it, that's your indicator that is something that you need to do. So that was great feedback. Beautiful presentation. I'll shut up and give the floor to whomever else has comments, questions.
I love that. I love what you said. And this is such good information for real estate agents when we're serious about our business. And Matt, the 21-day fast track for me, see, when I put it out there, I see the results by me making the call, and like what you said, building a relationship. I got 4 prospects and 2 listings signed in that 21 days. Just from me doing that. And I promise I did not ask for one time, did you want to buy or sell a property? Just from the forward conversation.
Oh, and I do have one more abstract. This is something else I picked up. You mentioned that you do intermittent fasting. I have to say, for anybody in the call who has never done it, I do intermittent fasting intermittently. So sometimes I come off of it, but when I'm ready to get focused, I get back on it. Intermittent fasting, I think, is one of the best things you can do for your mental clarity, because you don't have that brain fog. You're eating in a window, and it disciplines you with sticking to that schedule. Hey, if my window is this, I did an aggressive window one year, Doc. I went from noon to 4 o'clock, and I'm like, if I didn't eat, and I was doing that just get ready for a cruise. I'm like, all right, I don't want to be wobble on the cruise ship, so let me tighten up the midsection. But what I found out doing that is that I had so much mental clarity and sharpness and focus. It just makes you better. So for anybody who's never tried intermittent fasting, just figure out what your peak hours are and eat within that time, and don't eat outside of it. And you'll find a huge boost to your energy and your mental clarity. So I want to thank you for adding that, because I wouldn't have commented on it if you didn't. So thank you. I'm done for real now.
Right. And you Matt, like me, I'm done for real. But that's what we have a passion at. And I'm like you, but one thing too, I'm simple. Even when people call me Dr. Karen, wait, I got that doctor, right? But I need you to break it down to me like I'm in the 1st grade. Don't go past that. If you say something to me and I don't know what it means, I need you to explain that to me. And so I keep it simple. That's why I say, okay, if you can't make 30 phone calls, make 10. If you can't make 10, make 5. But jump in the game and do something. That's what I say. Any other questions, comments, feedback?
I just want to say that this was awesome. That's all I can say. This was awesome.
Make sure you introduce yourself and say, hey, this is Courtney, or hey, this is whoever, because she doesn't know. She can't see.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. This is Courtney. Sorry.
Hey, Courtney. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you for that. I'm so glad, because our job is to be able to pour, and I'm going to pour anything real estate related in my heart that I can give to you all, because I want to see all of us win, and we can win, and there's no shortage of money out there. So thank you. Annie, there was somebody I got to send something, so make sure that I know who it is.
Sharika. I'll send
Sharika.
I'll give you, as a matter of fact, Bonnie, I'll have Bonnie send you her information, or you can send you our address so you can send it to the office.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And Sharika, I'll hold it for you, depending on what it is. Now, you may not see it. You might get lost in the mail. I don't know.
Oh, no. Thank you once again, and we will see her next week. So make sure that you download. If you haven't downloaded, I will leave the meeting open so you can go through the chat and download. If not, We do have, I've downloaded it and I will send it to you if you're going to participate in the challenge. So, so that we can actually follow, so she can follow up with us next week. And also if you need to email her, she has her email address on the screen. We'll put together just like but you know what? I'm trying to make sure that because when I get off here, I do bring things to you, but I also need you to hold yourself accountable. So her email address is right there. I will also put it in the chat. Please make sure that you grab that and email her if you want to, if you have what she said during the week, if you have information that you or questions that you want answered, please make sure that you follow her there, and then also follow her YouTube, and her Instagram is Dr. Karen Lewis. So thank you so much, Dr. Karen. We have enjoyed today.
Thank you.
I really, really, really appreciate it. Matthew, if you can just put your chat, because we are right at 1:10. So
this is for Dr. Lewis. I mean, if she gets off, she won't see this. This is just real quick. Is this a K1? Are you K1 Realty Group on YouTube?
YouTube shut me down. So I'm Dr. Karen Lewis. Okay. We got to create another YouTube channel because I can't get into that one. They close it out. I had to actually start my personal YouTube over. So I can't get in, but that is me on there.
Okay, I didn't see it.
We got to do another one. So on that scan, you can see it, Matt, right there. You should be able to scan that
red thing.
The red.
Oh,
the
okay,
QR
okay.
code.
I got it.
Dr. Lewis, I sent you a private chat, and I no way do I mean it in a disrespectful way. I'm a part of a coaching and mentoring program called Daniel's Den. And when I hear you speak, it sounds like you have it resonates with me from that level. And so again, it's off topic, but it's still a compliment, or just hearing what you're saying and what you have, the information and the material and the excellence in which you presented it to us. So I was just curious if you were aware of that, or if you know anything about it. And if not, it's fine. It's just something that is just kind of resonated with me.
I'm not familiar with it. Is it an organization or something? No, I'm not.
It is.
I mean, familiar
It is.
with anybody. Oh no, I wasn't familiar with it. Thank you for letting me know, because I didn't even look at none of the chat. Okay.
No, that's fine. The Darius Daniels, he's a pastor in New Jersey, but he founded it. But I mean,
send me the link if you get a chance. I would love to take a look at it. I like to do research. Okay.
I will.
Okay. Thank you all so much for having me, and I'm coming back next week. I'm glad to come back next week. Now I'm going to Prospect a little while. Have a great day, and thank you all so much for listening to me. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Great day.